I have truly, genuinely exciting news in what I believe would ultimately lead to Trump's removal about what has happened. I did a video not that long ago about the breach at Social Security and the main technology guy at the Social Security Administration saying that all of our information was violated, and the person who was the cybersecurity guy saying that literally what we're going to would normally have to do is give everyone new Social Security numbers because of what DOGE did literally at the very beginning of the Trump administration. I reached out to a bunch of attorneys, and they were telling me about, like, the class action lawsuits. And an attorney who was willing to represent people in these class action cases on contingent. This, to me, is the area where Trump falls. It is the clearest path and the easiest path to pull the country together on a single direct solution. It's very simple. The richest man in the world, along with a bunch of other extraordinarily wealthy people, took over this government and then began going into our private security on multiple government servers that deal with our private data. And that breach, if it was determined to be a breach, there would be two types of penalties: criminal penalties and civil penalties. Criminal penalties, based on the law that deals with these particular people, is a criminal penalty that can show up in your state. But it is also a civil penalty. Tomorrow I meet with the attorney, my attorney, and to help get people enrolled into the class action cases against those individuals who breached our law. There are class action cases that are out there, and that is true. Those class action cases, one of them deals with the Treasury Department. And this is where people have got to begin to understand about what's coming, and hopefully what I will be starting. Each individual agency that DOGE was given access to, and then violated security protocol and violated people's privacy rights, those are damages. And they can actually be quite a bit of damages. These damages can exceed the total net worth of people like Elon, because there are, like the Social Security Administration, there are over 400 million Social Security numbers that are out there. There are Social Security numbers that belong to citizens, yes, but you also have some Social Security numbers that belong to people who came to this country, on a work visa or whatever, and maybe they were temporarily given a Social Security number or different things like that. So you're talking about 300, 400 million victims at Social Security. You're talking about issues like, for example, you are disabled, you're on Social Security, or SSDI, or you're on Social Security itself. Your banking information may have been compromised. Your Medicare, your Medi-Cal information, which is potential HIPAA violations, among others. These damages are massive. And these damages affect every single American in this country. There isn't a person in this country who would not be impacted by the breach at Social Security. How this goes to Trump's removal is basic. Everyone collects damages. Others who don't really need the money can be seeking damages, as in lock them up for violating your privacy, for breaching your data, and having the crime in whatever state that you're in. It's important to understand that the people who are the victims of this are Republicans, they are Democrats, they are independents. Hell, it doesn't matter what party. You could be anything. If you're serving in Congress, you are also violated, and every single person in your district. We can go out and sign these people up and help spread the word about these cases. And we should. We should be spreading the word that our data was violated at Social Security. And the bigger fear is, if it was handled so sloppily at Social Security, how does that relate to Treasury? How does that relate to HUD? How does that relate to the Department of Education and others? And use that to compel Congress to remove Trump from office, or at least have a true investigation, full public investigation as to what happened. And you make that happen by reminding them that every member, that every constituent in their district was damaged, and people are out there signing up the members of the class action. That's how you bring it down. You bring down Trump by going after the core crime of DOGE's violations of people's private security, like your Social Security information, among the other agencies, and then reminding their districts that everyone in their district is looking for money or prison or both, and that congressman is not going to survive because Democrat or Republican, either the damages from the cash value of the damages and or the prison time in their state that we will be demanding. I will be having that conversation tomorrow, and I will be out telling you people after that meeting, and good luck.